How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the podcast. Welcome. It feels good to be back. Alright. Cool beans. Alright. Sorry about that. Had to set the dog loose, you know. Goober was in my room, so I had to get him out of here. Let me clean you off real quick. Give you a little whippy wappy. Alright. Come back my way a little bit. There we go. Looks good. Okay. So, welcome everybody. I'm not exactly 100% sure who's here yet, but doesn't really matter. We're just going to get started. Which is not optimal. That is a little weird. We're going to fuck with some of this real quick. But while that's happening, I'm kind of just going to ramble on what I think we're going to do with the channel, honestly. So I've had a lot of, various opinions on what should happen with the channel. And in all honesty, I think we're going to make it a little bit shorter. I kind of made the announcement today already on my various social medias. One of the first posts that I posted was this podcast was kind of a, up in the air thing. But I wanted to talk to you guys because otherwise this wouldn't be happening right now. Which figures. That didn't really make much sense. I'm sorry. But I wanted to talk to you guys about what's going to be happening with the channel. Just because we're going to be switching up the format. I've been talking to a few people about the podcast, and I feel as a collective unit, everybody kind of agrees that they should be a little bit shorter. Instead of my usual, 2.5 hour podcasts, maybe 1.5 hour podcasts, we'll go to 45 minutes to an hour, maybe an hour and a half on a really long one. But here's where I run into a little bit of a roadblock. I am not sure whether I want to keep doing them live, or whether I want to do them beforehand and edit them. The only issue that I'm having is my own mental debacle on whether or not I want to sit back and edit these. And it's not a matter of me, having to do the work. Yeah, it's a pain in the ass, but editing is not that hard, and I kind of enjoy it sometimes. But I love the online live aspect of being able to communicate with you guys and everything while everything's happening. Or while I'm talking to a guest, you guys chime in and say things that, may contribute to the overall topic. And it's very, comforting knowing that you guys are there, kind of, watching and seeing everything go down, and be it definitely helps me out with the conversation, and it helps me look at it like you guys are actually a part of our conversation that me and a guest may be having on the podcast, which is it's very encouraging for the guest and myself. It makes me feel like you guys are included, and I that is my overall kind of goal. I want everybody to be included in the conversation. I don't want any kind of negativity in these types of these types of videos. It's just not something that I necessarily want. It's just I want a nice lighthearted feeling when we're in these podcasts, and I feel like I agree with the few people that told me I should kind of shorten up what the length of the video is, only because I feel like there's a certain point that everybody kind of gets sick of my ramblings. So doing my podcast. Okay, we'll keep it down. Thanks. Sorry about that. Sorry. Ugh, gets a little loud down here. Gotta calm down the people out there, But anyway, yeah, I totally want to kind of recreate what we do here, but not necessarily the concept, just the formalities of what happens. Because the 45 minutes that would be the new length of the video or hour. It'll just be a little bit more concise, a little bit more compact, a little bit more watch-worthy for your time. I don't want to waste your time with me talking for 2.5 hours, because that's what I can do. Believe me, I can talk and talk and talk. So, anybody that knows me, you can vouch for me on that one. What else? I have a little cheat sheet here for myself because I know I was going to forget a few of these things. But yeah, I feel like the 45 minutes to an hour would be pretty nice. But in terms of doing the podcast itself, I was kind of also debating whether or not I wanted to do some kind of like weekly updates on current events that are going on in our new year of 2022 each day, just a little refresher in case, you don't have time for the news, or you just want to, hear a few things, hear a different perspective on what's going on currently. As in, like, anything that's going on. Current events that are really big, anything from, music that's coming out that may be interesting to myself. General announcements, maybe like, I don't know. I wanted to do something that was kind of different than just you tuning into a news channel and, you find out a bunch of, things that are going on that you may or may not be concerned about. Now, I can't appease everybody with my topics, I understand that, but, a few things that may be interesting to find out that, you may or may not already know. It sounds interesting, whether it's, gaming news, or, some kind of maybe sports or music or even politics, what's going on with the vaccines, anything. I want to know what you guys think. I want to know what you guys would like to hear about. I'm obviously going to try a few things here and there because I want to try to put out, new content that's kind of fresh and revitalized for the new year and everything. Now, I also had on the flip side an idea instead of doing um, like the real news on what's going on, we could kind of do a little bit of like a gag reel of news. And what I mean by that is, take either fresh news topics and flip them so that they're all fucked up, or just make up news events that are really funny. I know this has kind of been done before on other kinds of channels and stuff, like skits, but I feel like I can do, some kind of news anchor skit to where, the news is a little bit more appealing and funny, and maybe not even the real news, which is why, gag news would be, ideal for what term, you want to call it. Now, in terms of gag news, I have no ideas for that so far in terms of like episodes, but I wanted to try to put that out at the beginning of each podcast. Maybe like the first, after the first 10 minutes of us saying highs and whatever, I'll roll a clip of the news for whatever's going on and the gag reel, everything like that. It sounds really cool. Besides that, I really need a name for that, but that's, it's after, everything. It'll be max 15-20 minute long skit. Maybe not even that. Maybe just a 5-10 minute skit. Actually, you know what? I think it'll probably be 10 to 15 minutes. Anywhere in there. That's pretty manageable for a clip to watch. And it'll be funny. It won't be like stiff or anything like an actual newscast or anything. Let's see, what else? What did you guys, if you guys have any ideas in terms of episode ideas for that, or topic ideas for the gag reel news, definitely drop it in the description, or, drop it in the comments, and I'll be sure to take a look at it, because I'm definitely, I definitely would love some ideas for that. In terms of anything else that's going on, obviously, new setup situation. I'll give you a little back view, just because we already kind of saw that. Hello, everybody. This is the new setup situation. It may not stay this way for long. This is literally what I decided to put together tonight. So, like I said, this was kind of a throw together situation. But it did come together fairly well. I'm kind of proud of the setup in such short notice. Why did I do it short notice? Honestly, I really wanted to get back to the podcast. I've been missing it for a very, very long time, and because of certain, life complications, I couldn't set it up the way that I was satisfied. I didn't really want to put out content like that wasn't up to my standard, of quality. It just wasn't. It wouldn't have been watchable, in my opinion. It's just I'm glad I'm in this place that I am now, so that I can get back to doing these more often, and building back my our fan base and getting some more fresh faces in here and stuff like that. Now, in terms of me kind of putting a few new avenues for myself out there on the channel, I did start a Patreon. I know a lot of creators try to branch out when they're first starting through Patreon, and even later on, just to give their fans rewards and stuff for contributing. Now, I'm not asking for any tips or donations or anything like that. I simply want to, kind of draw your attention towards, what there kind of is on this situation. Let's see. Which one? Here it is. No. All right. So it's not letting me. Let's see. Am I not allowed to? Alright, well, I was going to show you guys my page, but I guess that's, I guess it is impossible. I wanted to show you guys. The Patreon, but it's okay. No biggie. Anyway, in terms of, that, I don't. Again, there's a lot of unknowns tonight. I'm sorry that I can't come to you with all the answers. I've been busy with my own life things and kind of trying to work this into it. But in terms of the Patreon, I don't have the tiers worked out as of right now. I don't want it to be super expensive for you. If you would like to support the channel and join, I don't want to make it super expensive. Simply because of the fact I don't think that's fair. And the only reason I say I don't think it's going to be fair is because in terms of how I do this podcast and the amount of time I have to create content, especially time for editing and rendering and all of that, I just can't, which is why I do it live. In terms of that, the only way that I can really work out those tiers is giving you guys extra content and merch. Merch is a little bit of a stretch away. I have some ideas. Have I put anything together? No. And in terms of extra content, that is also kind of a slow go in terms of where that's, headed. And I only say that because I don't know what you guys want for extra content. And again, I would appreciate any and all ideas dropped in the comments, or maybe shoot me a message on any of my social medias, which are also in the description of the video. I lost where I was. In terms of extra content, I don't know if maybe I could use those gag news ideas as like maybe an extra video. I also wanted to try doing a vlog of sorts one day a week. And maybe that can be worked into the tiers. I'm not 100% sure how I want to work out the tiers, but as soon as I do, I'll the link is already in the description for my Patreon. Nothing is worked out. Nothing is worked out at all. I simply ask you guys to go check it out if you would like. You can donate, but I am not promising any tier rewards right now because I have no ideas. There are a few advertised. They are not actual rewards because I don't have any extra content for you guys, unfortunately. But when it comes to, doing that, I really, really, really want to try to put something together for you guys. Because, of course, I would like to start making money off of YouTube. Do I need to right now? No. Which is kind of another, quick thing I'm going to throw out there. I did just start a new job. I'm not going to say where, only because I'm not actually guaranteed the position. But it's really, really cool, and I'm doing training for said job right now. It's very, very, very fun. But Yeah, I'm making a Patreon to try to support the production of this channel, and any and all money that goes into the Patreon, or the tips and donations that you guys can do through the Brave browser. If you guys get the Brave browser, when you log into YouTube through the browser, it will show you a tip section that you can send while we're live or while you're watching my video. It'll send it directly to me. $1. I think it's $1, $5, and like 25 or something. Maybe it's like 125 and 50, something along those lines. But I want any and all money that goes through either the Brave browser tips or the Patreon is going directly into supporting this channel. There's nothing else I want to do besides try to make this podcast what I want it to be. Whether it's in production, software, scenery. I want to get it. I want to show you guys how appreciative I am of you guys coming by, and my way of doing that is improving on the quality of the video and making sure you guys get the best content possible. And if to do that, I need better equipment, better microphones, maybe a better desk, better background. But none of that is necessary for the channel. I just want to let you guys know where your money would be going. It would not be going in my pocket, at least as of right now, because I have another job lined up. As long as I have a job lined up that I'm doing, full time, and I'm making a consistent amount of money, none of the money from Patreon or any other tips that I receive will go towards my pocket. It will go straight towards this channel. And I know that may sound like the same thing, but it definitely isn't. They are two very different entities in my life. So if I can make this channel better in any way, obviously drop comments and everything, but any money that goes towards this channel is very much appreciated. Now, in terms of everything else, I kind of, I think I covered everything. A few questions for you guys. What do you guys think that are, what do you think is a fair price for the perks? Because it's not necessarily all fleshed out, like I've said, and you guys will probably get, some kind of reward, or maybe a badge, maybe like some stickers if I can get something together. I want to know what you guys would like for those tiers, and how, what do you guys want on those tiers, and what are reasonable prices for said tiers. Obviously, the lowest tier is going to be $5 or $1. And that's, just to be a patron and get the extra, videos, I think, or one perk. And up there, it'll go up from there, 10, 25, 100, whatever, or 10, 50, whatever it is. But yeah, and what do you guys like hearing about in terms of, content? What do you guys like seeing me do? And I want to know that simply because I want to make sure that you guys are interested in what you're hearing. And I know that is my job, and I am going to make it my job. But I want to know what you guys think about my topics, and what else you guys would want to see more of in terms of my content. Do you guys want to see more political stuff? Do you guys want to see more, science fiction stuff? Do you guys want to see superhero stuff? Do you guys want to hear stuff about, what's going on in music? What do you guys like hearing me talk about? It doesn't have to be, super, interesting or, super abstract or broad or anything like that. Give me whatever comes to mind. Um, but yeah, I think we're going to end this podcast for the night. A little shorter than I thought, but I did talk about everything I needed to talk about. So thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate you guys all. And yeah, I'll see you guys next week. Peace.